Hi everyone and welcome back. In today's lesson we are given the following graphs, this parabola and here is its equation. We are also given this linear line and here is its equation. Now what we want to do today is we want to learn how to find the coordinates of these points of intersection. That is the place where the two graphs touch one another. Now we learned in our linear equation lessons that where two linear lines touch one another, their equations are equal. Now it's similar for these type of examples. Where two graphs touch one another or intersect one another, their equations will be equal. So that's what we're going to do first. I'm going to write down x squared minus 6x minus 7 is equal to my minus 2x plus 1. Now we are going to solve for x. But first, let's identify what type of equation I have now. Well, here is an x squared. So this is a quadratic equation. So with quadratic equations, we always want to factorize. Now, before we factorize, we need to move all the terms to one side. So I'm going to write this x squared, there it is. And then I'm going to take this minus 2x to the other side, it becomes a plus 2x. And minus 6x plus 2x gives us minus 4x because we always can add and subtract like terms, right? Okay, so minus 7 is a constant and plus 1 is a constant. So we take this plus 1 to the other side, becomes a minus 1. And minus 7 minus 1 is minus 8. And that is going to be equal to 0. And there is our new quadratic equation. Now, usually we can factorize this trinomial. And if you can't, we can use the quadratic formula. So I know we cannot factorize this one. So I'm thinking that we're going to use the quadratic formula anyway. So you can see how it works again. So here we go. X is equal to, and then we write minus b plus minus in the square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. And now we can simply do substitution of all these variables. So we're going to write the minus, and in the place of b, we're going to put the minus 4, and there it is. And then we're going to say plus and minus, there we go. And in the place of this b, we're going to put the minus 4, there it is. We're going to write the minus, write the 4, and in the place of a, we're going to put the coefficient in front of the x squared, which is a 1. So the 1 goes in there. And then in the place of c, we're going to put minus 8. And there it is. And in the place of a, again, this coefficient, which is a 1, and there it is. Now, we type this into our calculator. So we start by pressing the fraction button. And then we're going to type it exactly the same way. But here, we're going to just start with a plus. So once we do the calculation, you will see that x is equal to 5,46. And then we go back and we change the plus to a minus. And once we do that calculation, x is equal to minus 1,46. Okay, so here we have the two x coordinates of our 2 points of intersection. Now, which one is which? This point is to the left of our y-axis, so it's going to be a negative x value. So it's minus 1,46, and there it is. And this one is to the right of our y-axis, so it's going to be a positive x value. So it's 5,46, and there we go. So all that's missing now are the two y coordinates. But that's quite easy to find. All that we need to do is we need to take these two x coordinates and substitute it into any one of our equations. Now I'm going to substitute it into the linear equation because it's way quicker and easier. So let's substitute our x values into gx, which is our linear equation. So we're going to have y is equal to, and in the place of x, I'm going to put this 5,46, and we have minus 2, and in the place of x, 5,46, and plus 1. Once we do the calculation, we end up with y is equal to minus 9,92. So now we know that this negative y value will go in here because we use the x value 5,46. And as you can see, we have to be correct because this point is below the x-axis, so it's negative y values, right? Okay, now we take this x coordinate, or this one, which we calculated earlier, and we also substitute it into x's place. So y is equal to minus 2. In the place of x, we put minus 1,46 plus 1, and we do the calculation, and we see that y is equal to 3,92. So this y coordinate is 3,92. And we are done. So please remember that when two graphs intersect one another, their equations will be equal, and then we only have to calculate x normally to get the x coordinates. and see you again next time. Bye.